When I was little, I watched Disney movies. My favorite one was Jungle Book. And Jungle Book is about this baby, Mowgli, and he is found all alone, right, by this panther person. And the panther picks him up, and he takes them to a pack of wolves. And the wolves then raise him, and eventually Mowgli has to make the right decision about going home. Now, in real life, this wouldn't work out that well for Mowgli. This would be a very, very, very short movie. I mean, the panther would find the baby, the panther would eat the baby, everyone would be completely shocked, end credits on the screen, take your overpriced popcorn and calmly leave the room. The kid does not have a chance alone. And making the right decision, that's not even on the radar. That does bring me, conveniently, to the subject of being right. Now, to be right, you have to learn. You have to figure out what is right and what is wrong. And you do that, you develop that inner moral compass by interacting with others. You know, you bounce ideas off of people. You test your limits. You test other people's limits. And by doing that, by growing up in society, you develop an idea of what the word right really means for you. I mean, give me one great discovery, even one that Norbert just referenced before me, that was made by people without having to argue about it. I mean, take his example of Columbus, for example. This guy sailed the oceans, leading to the discovery of America in 1492. But when he did that, everyone around him still believed that the Earth was a flat surface. They thought the Atlantic Ocean was filled with monsters so big they could swallow the whole ship. And even if you'd make it past that, you'd end up at some cosmic waterfall situation and you would flow right off the Earth. That, of course, is a silly idea. Because if the Earth was really flat, my asshole cat would have swiped everything off of it by now. But even back to Columbus, though, you know, to figure out that the Earth was actually a sphere, he had to have been exposed to the opposite viewpoint at some point in life. Because that is how forming an opinion works. Now, even if there's no one around to reflect your views off of, are your views still your own? One of the most famous examples of someone being alone for a very long time is Robinson Crusoe. Now, let me just refresh your high school English lit class memory here. Robinson Crusoe was this dude who also made a large sea voyage. He did this in 1659. And he did this because he was a slave trader. But karma did what karma does, and the ship sinks, right? And the man ends up on a deserted island, and he spends 27 years alone. Gotta give it to him, he did not sit still. I mean, he read the Bible, he counted the days, he made tools, he was growing food, and he actually noted down his experiences on that island. Now think about it. What he wrote down, was that really his own? To even survive in the environment he was in, he had to use skills that he had learned earlier in his life. And to even form an opinion on his surroundings, he had to have been brought up somewhere else, in a different society, where a framework of morals and values was instilled in him. If you are right, are you really right alone? You and I, we are not abstract products of self-development. We come from somewhere. Of course, there will always be, there always have been, people who claim, I alone am right. Unfortunately, our collective past is filled with characters like this. In fact, we have one right now on the international political stage. He's in America. He's right about everything. Not only is he right about everything, his opinions are the best opinions anyone has ever seen. They are huge opinions. They're fantastic. Point I'm making here, though, is go ahead. Claim that you alone are right. But believe me, history will judge you. Whether we are right depends on other people. That is the definition of being right. It means that someone else thinks that your opinion is the way to go, right? If there is no someone else, there's really nothing to be right about. Without other people, we are not right. We just are. The important question, though, is not, can we alone be right? And you know why? Because life is not about being right alone. Life is about making connections. Life is about trying. Life is about failing over and over and over again and still navigating your path amongst others. So, let me ask you this. When it comes down to it, say, at the end of your days, when you look back, would you rather have been right alone or wrong together? Yeah, me too.